Hey, everybody get on out of that student union. Breakfast time is over. It's almost lunch. All right, it's time for class. Climb on into the lecture hall. It's open. Days for Dummies is upon you. Let's quickly get
We are
into
here.
it. Yeah, I know. Semester continue going strong. I don't even know when the break is. It probably never is coming. Let's see. Kat, are you here? We're doing attendance. Kat's here. Matt, that's me. I'm here. Hi. And Professor Angela, are you here?
That remains to be seen.
Oh, good.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm here, but am I here? Still kind of becoming one with the universe this morning.
Come on in, get your seat, settle in. Over the last couple of weeks, we've taken it easy on days for dummies. Okay, it's been very very light pitches. Kind of underhanded.
Yeah.
These people are smooching. These people are trapped in the snow. This person's pregnant with an irradiated Hulk baby. Those sorts of things. But
you gotta admit, the soap is soaping.
But on Friday, they hit the go button. And I hope that they do not release this go button for quite some
time. Friday's show is good.
Friday was action packed, story laden, and just made me excited for what's coming. We were.
Oh, that's good because you've been a little.
I've been a little disengaged.
Yeah.
But it's been kind of like I don't know. Okay, so. There's this road.
Because then you don't appreciate it.
Yeah, well, yes. Well, I definitely understand that. Not everything can be at the height, otherwise you don't recognize when the height is.
Yes, exactly.
But it's like in California. There's this stretch of Highway 5 that links Northern California to Southern California, and it is flat, and it is the same landscape.
Is it the area that went through where I was my old stomping grounds? That
maybe
desert, desolate.
Yeah, and it's either farmland or nothing.
Okay.
As you go through, and it is, and when you're passing the farmland, it's the rows and rows and rows of just the orchards and plants, and the organization is there. There's the visual pattern that you go through and you see, but after hours, you lose the detail around it. You kind of lose where you're at. You don't really know what city you're in anymore. You're just kind of following the same path, experiencing the same thing, waiting to get to where you're going. That's how I felt over the last couple of weeks on days.
He's been stuck on Highway 5.
I've been stuck on Highway 5. It's an important road. It's not, it's fine. The radio was playing. I was moderately, engaged, but I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what city I was in. I didn't know how long I had been on the road.
Driving through the Midwest is the same kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they get the lightning storms at least, which is cool.
Yeah,
you gotta find the joy, I guess. Yeah. Well, days went. All right, we'll go ahead and jump on into this.
Let's just go ahead and let's just move things forward then, and that's what we got on Friday, and I was happy to see it. All kinds of John stuff. Me and John Black, we had a big Thursday special.
Yeah,
on John Black alone.
Well, you could probably do an entire pod on John Black.
I mean, we sort of did.
No, I'm saying a continuous one.
Oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for sure. We could do.
His looks and his
the days of John Black's life, right? And then we just.
And Thursday before for the show that afternoon, I just looked at a whole bunch of John Black stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Just went on YouTube and just kind of went down a rabbit hole of John Black, and he's always had that kind of eyeball thing, and
the eyebrow.
Yeah, and he's always been gruffy, but it has become more as the years pass by.
Well, it became more defining for him, I think. So he leaned into it more.
I like it. I like him. I like his energy.
Oh God. Yeah.
I love the beginning of the week. He gets red card. Okay, we talked about it a little bit on Thursday as well. Because I will compliment that scene early this week. I don't remember what day it was. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, when Constantine flashed in the card the first time this week. Because the sequence of events of John closing the door, of Constantine closing the door to pretend to leave, to turn, to take the card and flip it in such a way so he can make sure he sees it. John stumbling backwards, getting dizzy, and then standing up and out of the pawn. Just that sequence of physicality was so dang fun for me.
Yes.
I really can't explain it.
It's like he does that stumbly thing, and my dialogue for him is, "I've been hypnotized."
Not the card. I'm not gonna remember this.
I've been hypnotized.
Well, I've seen some interesting theories. There's a contingent that are wondering if maybe John figured out what Constantine was doing, and him and Marlena.
Yeah, I saw the same thing. So it was in reference to Friday.
I would love that.
He's just faking, but we won't know. We don't know that yet.
So
I would love that.
I saw what you saw. We can break it down some because the sequence that I explained just now was interrupted by Marlena early in the week when she barged into the room. What's going on here? Well, I'm just inviting him to our wedding. Blows it off. But at that point, he's like, I hope you don't mind that we were together alone. And she's like, no, I do mind. Like, big time. Get the hell out.
Yeah.
It was good stuff. But that does set up the expectation that, well, maybe John and Marlena had a subsequent conversation that we haven't seen about the situation to be prepared in case John finds himself alone with Constantine again. Because here we go. Friday, John's like, yeah, I'll have a drink with you. Like, what? What about 3 days ago? Or
I didn't think about that, but you're right. Why would he do that?
And then there was also one more thing too, where I think Constantine had told John to do something and then John didn't do it, but it was something minor, like stay here and John didn't stay, or don't leave the room and he left the room, something super minor, something that's easily looked over.
Little egg drop, a little Easter egg kind of thing that later you'll be like, oh yeah.
But something that technically, the pawn should have done under the mind control. Right. And so that's brought up the question of
sixth kind of thing, dropping these little hints.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people would see it and some people would not.
So that brought up the question, is he faking it since, this, that, and the other stuff, what's going on? My only question is I know that Marlena is a super doctor. But she hasn't.
Well, Marlena deprogrammed him from being the pawn way back in the day.
But then why is he the pawn?
I guess they didn't have the right trigger, or she.
Because that's what I hung up on. If Marlena could have removed the card trigger from John, she would have over the last 30 years. And listen, I understand the days do whatever they want right now, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
So is the cards always been part of the cards? Always is that's what's always made John be the pawn?
Yeah, the card's been
the card. I think.
Yeah, the card's always.
I think there might have been something also that involved a pawn piece from the chessboard. I'm not sure exactly what that might refer to, though.
Well, he was always called the pawn because he was.
Maybe
it was just always what he was called. Yeah.
Anyway, I have neglected in reading names, by the way, because we're not alone here on Days for Dummies. We've got Kelly here, Sandra's here, Jeannie is here, Laura is here. They've all contributed to the chat. Hello, hi. And if you're hanging out, lurking in the back, say hey.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Oh yeah, that's today.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
I hope
Revenge of the 5th.
I hope the force was with you yesterday.
May the 4th be with you was yesterday. Revenge of the 5th today, as Angela says. It's also Cinco de Mayo. Kelly says, hey, good-looking people. Well, hey, right back at you, Kelly. Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday, says Sandra. I want to come to California, says Kelly. I want to come to where Angela lives right now, but Angela doesn't live in California.
No, I'm in Boston.
You're going to have to make a...
But it's pretty cool here, too.
Trip, Kelly.
Yeah, right?
Angela is tired from watching the hockey game last night and celebrating the win.
I'm actually not tired from watching the hockey game, although, yeah. But I was actually up real late last night writing.
My dad's
I
a
was
big hockey
writing
fan.
like all day
I
yesterday.
gotta say
So
though,
I am a hockey fan. I just don't like watching it on TV.
that's so
It's one of
weird
those
because of
things.
all of the sports to watch on TV, hockey's the best one.
No.
It's the least boring. It's better than baseball. And I
You
just
see, I
can't help
love.
but think about how people in football are just giving themselves brain damage, and I just can't engage.
See the new helmets that they approved that they can use, but probably none of
They
them.
look like the Juggernaut from X-Men.
Yeah.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with Days of Our Lives. They're still playing with
Nothing
like
at
those
all.
1940s leather strap helmets in Salem. That's what I want to see. I want to see another Horton flashback of them playing old-timey football.
I mean, football.
Old-timey football.
You know? As of Friday, I think John's playing along as of that day, says Sandra.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you guys are right about that because that's fun. I like it. Yeah.
Sandra with another interesting note. And I always keep in mind that there are many pawns in a chess game. Something to remember. Could there be 9 other pawns out there? You know?
Come on, Marlena.
9 other pawns.
They all start streaming into Salem.
And so, okay, and
dragged by their wives going, I'm sick of this.
Here's
Every
the
time
story.
they don't want to take the trash out.
I figured it out, right? There's 9 other pawns, but here's the thing, okay? Since John's face isn't real, you know, that's the reconstructed face, you know? All of the pawns are identical. And so you can get Dreg Hogeston in there playing 10 different versions of John Black.
All different accents, though.
Yes.
From like different parts of the world, different parts of the country.
South African accent, Australian accent, European accent. I'm with it. I
would watch the hell out of that show. It could be a spin-off. The Pawn.
Just the Pawn, right?
Oh yeah,
a Peacock special.
Yeah.
Days
could do like one of those.
Salem, the Pawn.
Days needs me on their writing staff so I can come up with these wackadoodle plans. I came up with one on Thursday too.
I say Emmy.
You just gotta lean into the wacky. You just gotta.
Well, you have to for Days of Our Lives. You really do. Because, you know, I remember watching that very first episode I saw, and I didn't have any history of Days of Our Lives. It was goofy.
Yeah, super goofy.
But as you watch it, the goofiness becomes endearing.
It is.
I look forward to it.
It does.
They're not trying to be more than they are. They're not trying to make it seem like this shouldn't be what it is.
You know, it's not a reflection of the real world.
There's no PSA thing going on with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm totally in agreement with you. I'm totally on that. 100%. I am with it. High five up top. Let's have our soap be sudsy and not try to place too much of the real world in it. You're just gonna, be disappointed when it turns out that it was the devil all along, right? So
that's the thing. Days is like, you are never going to go. But why wasn't it realistic with us? Because it's never realistic.
We don't want it to be that
way.
We're
not leaving it as an option.
Yeah, we're not. And
that's not what they're going for.
That's some of the commentary that I have against, some of the people who have taken exception to Chanel's pregnancy. Like, why is she pregnant now? How come it's a story about Paulina? Why is the baby sick? How come yada 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 yada? And I'm like, they are having an irradiated Hulk baby on the show. They had somebody with radiation balls implanted in their body poison their daughter on accident while trying to save them in a snowstorm, and you're complaining?
And you know who's coming for that baby?
No.
The devil wanted Sin's baby. It certainly wants the Hulk baby.
Especially, since he has shared the form of Johnny Demira, he knows the prowess and power of that family.
Exactly. This was the devil playing the long game.
He's the reason Johnny and Chanel are back together.
I had a feeling she was going to be pregnant. I had a feeling that's what it was going to be.
Yeah. And it's goofy, it's silly, it's stupid, and it's also completely unrealistic. This doesn't happen in real life.
No.
And the thing about it too is that somehow Days will still manage to hit emotional beats. At some point during this storyline,
Sure.
you're going to be like, oh,
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know,
Absolutely.
it's about being able to emotionally engage yourself with the story that you're watching. And you have to always remember somewhere in your mind, even though you're suspending disbelief and letting go of the world and being absorbed in this fic, that you also have to keep in mind, this is still just a story I'm watching.
Right.
It's really key and important to keep that present somewhere because it really does help you manage your expectations when it comes to the type of entertainment that you're enjoying on television. So, anyway, I'm here for radiated Hulk babies. I'm here for quick pregnancies. It's not like Johnny and Chanel are brand new.
So this is going to be
marriage, for the love of God.
Is this going to be EJ's first grandchild, the Hulk baby?
I think so.
Oh,
I don't know of any other kids EJ has other than Johnny.
No, he has Sydney.
See, we haven't met Sydney, I don't think.
Yeah.
Not in our viewing time.
Yeah. So
he did mention to Leo, that he had 2 children.
That's right, he did.
Inebriated Leo.
You don't have any babies, really.
Yeah.
As far as I know, you're Jude's dad, but you're gonna find out real quick that you're not. I bet you tell you now. I miss Demitri.
I feel bad for Leo getting his Dear Leo
My
letter.
little Dear Leo letter. I met somebody who's changed my life in prison.
Yes.
Supermax. I'm sure they're all in isolation. But then again, this is Days of Our Lives, Supermax. It's probably like Club Fed.
Yeah, exactly. There's just one more extra gate.
Or it's a guard.
Well, I was, maybe it will still happen, but I was hoping for Demitri to run back into town.
I mean, it might still happen.
I'm not ruling it out forever.
It seems as though, they did, if they don't intend on having Demitri come back in like a week, then they are definitely informing the audience to not expect him back anytime soon. So I think that's where we might be. But I'm confident as hell that we're getting Lee back here pretty soon. But when Wendy and Trip are ready to come back to town, they might have a Lee in tow.
They might.
Now, they got quite the send-off, Wendy and Trip did.
They did,
They
actually.
had pretty much a whole episode dedicated to their departure.
They did.
So long, farewell.
Alita's in. Good night for now. And,
Yes.
And, come back with a beard. Something to differentiate. But before time and then now. Listen, growing a beard changes a lot for a character, okay? I'll give you 2 examples. Commander William T. Riker. Okay, he is now, you know how shows can jump the shark?
Yeah.
Shows can also grow a beard. Okay? It's a real thing. Jumping a shark is a reference to Fonzie trying to jump some sharks in Happy Days, in which everybody's like, okay, this show's over. We can't watch this anymore.
Right.
And then there's growing a beard, in which is Star Trek The Next Generation Season 2, where Riker has a beard, and it is 100 times better than that first season where he doesn't have a beard. So all of that to say, a Trip comes back with a beard.
Oh, Trip. Okay.
Yeah. Who I mean, I'm not talking about, Stefan's mustache.
I was making a joke that you meant Wendy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you not pick up on that one?
Went way over my head.
Oh, wow. I thought it was like really right there. I thought it was like
listen, really, sometimes Ma and I were just too literal. Sometimes.
Pretty much so.
Sometimes. Those little ones, we miss them.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
All right, I tried, guys. I'm trying to bring you, trying to bring
the
funny, although I'm very tired.
I'm with it, though. I mean, I'm not against the idea of Wendy coming back with a beard. I'm really want to get Victoria Grace on the show. Because I would love to find out if she wants to grow a beard.
Picturing you
Victoria, a couple
with
weeks
these
ago.
actors doing a between two ferns type of thing.
I love it. I love those interview type shows. If I was more creatively quick on the fly for that kind of stuff, I would love to try it, but I'm not. I am not. No, but I would love to have her on. Be like, hey, a couple of weeks ago we were talking about growing a beard, and first we thought Trip, and then we started discussing the topic of what if Wendy came back with a beard.
Like, it's
What do you think about
Days.
that, Victoria? What do you think?
I
Just
saw
sit there, the
actually
makeup
in
show
my
every day.
I'm going to talk to my PR about not letting me do these interviews anymore.
Oh God! Oh God! What'd you think of all that, though, Ma?
What?
Just their departure. What'd you think of all that?
I thought it was sweet. I did. I liked it, but I thought it was too lengthy.
It was very lengthy. It was.
It was a little lengthy, but I liked it, and I thought the send-off was good.
Yeah, I liked Ava. And then, like Patchy was there too. He's like, hey,
Yes. Yep.
You'll be all right.
The only one missing was Stephanie, right?
Yeah, she wasn't there to send her brother off because she was too busy dealing with Bobbert.
Yeah.
My sympathy for you, Bobby. Oh, or Everett is the one I like. Oh, my sympathy for
Bobby's
you,
the bad guy.
Yes, my sympathy is what we're getting on display majorly when it comes to Stephanie. She's about to get crushed by this man again.
Well, if she's feeling for the wrong one, then,
I don't know. It's I guess we need a little more time with that one because it's there. That's the one that's on Highway 5 right now. That's the story that's on Highway 5. He signed the documents a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and now he's just kind of like.
Yeah, I love this storyline though. I do.
You love yourself some soap DID.
I do love soap DID. I always do. So I think the actor's doing a pretty good job of being sinister Bobby. And I know he's just going to get more sinister.
Yes.
Do you watch Y&R? You don't watch Y&R, do you?
Not regularly.
Oh, they have a phenomenal soap DID story going on right now with Ashley.
Is that
Ashley has DID. It's so good.
Is it Kiki?
Oh, I should be watching it.
I don't know who Ashley
You should. It's really, 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 really good.
Eileen Davidson, right? She's playing Ashley right now.
Oh, yep. I know that name.
Yeah. She's been on Days of Our Lives. She played Susan.
And Kristen. She played Kristen back in the day.
Yes,
and then she was on as Thomas,
she was the Kristen before the current Kristen.
Yep.
Yes. And she's yeah.
Okay. All right. Kelly says,
she's doing a phenomenal DID storyline right now.
Oh, maybe I need to start watching Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
Do you got time for another soap, Ma? That's all. We already got 2 hours of soaps in you. You got 3?
Well,
you got to leave room for the Gates next year.
I know.
Kelly has tried 3 times to say this, so I'm going to read it. One of you needs to stop drinking coffee, and one needs more coffee. Angela's a super busy lady. She's got her hands involved in so many different projects. We're actually lucky that she's able to carve an hour out of her day on a Sunday.
No, you're not lucky. I am blessed to be here. I just stayed up way too late.
She hosted a really interesting Twitter space a couple of days ago in reaction to the ratings that get dropped. Now, Days of Our Lives isn't on regular broadcast TV anymore, so they are not in the running or even the conversation when it comes to broadcast ratings anymore. So it's a little off topic for this particular hour. But if you were interested in how ratings work, what they ultimately mean, what advertisers are looking for, and what looks good to a network versus what an audience thinks that a network might be looking for, check out that space. You'll find a recording of it, I think, on Angela's Twitter account.
You will. Yeah, I broke down what the ratings mean. I broke down what all goes into them. I broke down, what part the Nielsen's play into it. I actually dabbled a little bit into, how Days is doing on Peacock as well, and things that they've found out. And we got a lot of information out there.
Maybe you can.
We'll see if anybody listens.
Because please, everybody, listen and watch everything. Because we brought this up on Thursday because I'd seen something. I don't know where I had seen. I don't know if it was a soap article or a social media conversation. But I saw that Days was trying to get a full year ahead of their broadcast. And we were musing the reason why they would want to get so far ahead. And the best thing I can come up with is to make it easier to stream. I don't know.
Yeah, possible.
Beyond that, I don't know why the show would want to get a full calendar year ahead, unless that's to help them with negotiation of, look how much we have in the can. You have to still continue to broadcast us. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it could also make, honestly, if they were that far ahead, it would make spoilers a lot harder to come by.
Yeah?
Because who's going to remember?
That's true. I
Who
was
was
thinking on the other
posting
hand,
this,
though,
that, and the other,
after interviews would be more challenging because they'd be talking about something that's a year old. And on top of that, too, it's not like filming a movie where you filmed the movie and that was it. You have filmed this movie and then 8 sequels to it, and now we're asking you to think about the first one. That's
especially because, I mean, so a lot of times you're going to be, you're talking, with people that aren't regular cast members. You'd be talking to somebody who has been gone from that show for
long
9 months.
Yeah.
I found when we were at Day of Days, I found that some of the actors were struggling with that a little bit with what was on 7 months ago.
Yeah. How far into this story do you know about?
What are the viewers seeing right now?
Yeah.
What are our fans that are here to see us? What are they seeing right now? And they had to think back.
It seems like a couple of them
what's going on.
A couple of them either looked into it or were coached before the interviews as to where they were in the stories. Because like Ellie Akintu, for example, seemed to know exactly where they were in the story.
Yeah.
And was like, well, you keep watching, an ex-husband is coming, yada, yada, yada. Like she knew what was soon to come. While other people were like, I think Alex Kyriakis was a little more like in the flow of just how he feels about the overall relationship and the direction of the story.
Who am I playing right now?
Yeah, but not necessarily.
Am I playing off screen?
Yeah, not Robert Scott Wilson. But it wasn't necessarily as like, well, here it is. This is what you can expect in the next couple of weeks. So
I tell you how they could jar his memory is tell him, well, we're around the time where, remember when Kristen was on top of you with a black miniskirt? He probably remember that scene.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then that'd be really funny if he went, I'm gonna need a little more.
Which time? Which time was that? Now, hey, yo.
Did you say black mini skirt or just mini skirt?
Black mini skirt.
She said, just mini skirt?
No, I was being him in this.
There's the red one, there's the purple one, there's the green one. There was also the time where she was wearing like a clear mini skirt. It was very big, like throwback to the 90s.
And what's the difference between like the mini skirt and the pencil skirt? Because when it gets hiked up,
ultimately her clothes just wind up on the floor anyway. Jeannie hopes that they don't get a year ahead of time. I'm going to finish that statement for her and say, how are you ever supposed to call an audible in case you're really stabbing it?
Well, how do you call an audible when you're 6 months ahead?
Yeah,
I mean, they're 6 to 8 months ahead now.
True. That's very true.
I mean, Ari announced her last episode is July 29th. And she was out of there in October. That's
Blink wants to know, have these episodes are these episodes that are on Days Now, were they recorded before or after they went online exclusive? And I do believe that their production now is all
yeah, it's been a while. They've been on Peacock for over a year.
Yeah, so they're totally, everything that they filmed was intended to be on Peacock at this point, and it's not any sort of crossover of this was originally
Angela,
supposed to be.
As a viewer, Angela, were you able to kind of recognize that point? Yeah? What was obvious?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, honestly, they got a little bit more risque. And it was just, believe it or not, production value went up.
Like they bought a new camera.
They got, a couple new sets came in, it was little things like that. And I think you really recognized it. I'm trying to think when hold on 1 second.
She needs to know the exact date. It sounds
No,
like
not
they
exact date. But
They swapped out some cardboard with some actual like real wood. You know, that sort of stuff. It's you know, I don't know if the video quality is any better or different. Because you know, like sometimes you can tell like when something is filmed on film versus on digital.
Mm-hmm.
well, not only that, honestly, the threesome.
Oh, that's the big thing. See, we missed that, but
I mean,
Alex,
Yeah, we didn't see no
it was
threesome.
a little less than a month after they started airing on Peacock.
Hmm.
And you just knew that they filmed that knowing
mm-hmm. We
they
would
were
never
going
be
there.
able to get this on at 11
Right,
a.m.
So
on
exactly.
who was
NBC.
in the threesome?
It was Alex, Chanel, and Chanel's girlfriend, Allie, Johnny's sister.
Oh,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's-
Chanel and Allie were a couple
Mhm.
at that point.
And then they
Mhm.
had to straighten both of
And-
them up by sticking both of them with a man at the same time.
Yeah, they did a little threesome with them. Yeah.
And so
And
where is Allie now?
Allie went to Australia, New Zealand, one of them.
Okay.
Blink,
After her, yeah.
Blink likens the transition to when One Life to Live wound up on the online network and Taya was yelling "F you" at Blair.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, similar moment, you know, like that defining, hey, we're not on the broadcast anymore moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. I think the threesome was a really big one.
Mm-hmm. They haven't really.
And then I also think, am I misremembering this, guys? Didn't we get a butt shot of Brady?
I don't know if you're just looking at the Playgirl.
Remember? I don't know
Because I was
why
thinking the
I'm
same thing. I'm
remembering.
like, well, where's the butts? You know, I feel like we could do some like
I think
side
there was
ass.
a butt shot.
Yeah. I don't. I know.
Mom wants to see it. Brady's booty.
Well,
I guess it's really possible that I imagined
Brady's the
that.
best looking guy on the show, I think.
Yeah.
I said it. Kristen has dirty feet in bed, says Vito. I wasn't paying attention to Kristen's feet.
I noticed that too. Her feet were dirty, dirty. Yeah, they were.
Well, just the set is filthy then.
Or she's just one of those chicks that's always barefooted.
She's always barefoot and just never washes her titses.
Well, that's my feet in the summertime. For sure. Because I'm a barefooted person. I'm barefooted all the time in summertime. And yeah.
Vita says that Chad's butt is great. So, you know, so long as we're comparing male posteriors on Days of Our Lives in this hour, Chad is up there, apparently. I don't know. I'm not really paying attention to butts. I don't know what's wrong with me, Ma.
I don't either.
I don't know. I'm not looking at butts, you know. I'm not measuring the sexiness of these men on a regular basis. I guess I'm missing out on a key part of soaps. I need to drool over some of these menses a little more.
Well, the thing that there's been a couple
Well,
of
I am, in fact, Googling that. Trying to figure out if I imagined it or not.
Laura asks in the chat.
Believe me, it's one of
Googling.
the least offensive things on my Google history. I always joke, I better never be accused of murder. The things I
no.
Google while I'm writing. What takes gunshot residue off of your hands? What common household item?
I'm studying to be a CSI.
I'm a writer. Don't check my Google history.
Start using, you know,
Seriously.
start using the dark web. Hide yourself.
No, because that's even more suspicious.
Oh gosh. Well, did you find the Brady butt shot?
No, I gotta dig a little.
Okay,
deeper
we'll
for that.
do a deep dive. Follow us on Twitter. We'll show it to you.
Yes.
Usually day to see Dex
Dive
butt.
for Brady's ass.
All right, Blink. Maybe one day you will see Dex's butt. Who knows? Just follow Evan Hoffer. Maybe he'll show it. I imagine it's
Right,
not
Blink?
very
I'm
round.
there for Dex Heller's butt.
Kelly suggests that you delete your Google history. I would take her word for it.
Nothing. Why would I bother?
I feel
It can be
like
retrieved.
Kelly knows. I feel like Kelly's got her finger on the pulse of law enforcement.
But we know that they can retrieve it, so and again, that's even more suspicious.
You know, Laura reflects what we had just said about being a full year ahead. of filming on Days of Our Lives would make it so you are literally unable to respond to any sort of anything that somebody has to
Yeah.
say about your show, which could be a problem. Because if you are swirling down the toilet, you really can't change that. But by getting a year ahead, and like you said, Angela, already being 6 months ahead, it sounds like they don't really care.
Well, here's the thing. Who thinks that they really care anyway? The shows that are only 3 weeks ahead.
Well, no, yes, yes and no, yes and no, yes and no. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that every little comment that somebody says should and could tweak the show, but I'm saying that if they completely miss the mark on, they kill Marlena. You know, for example, they would never, but they killed John and Marlene in a fiery explosion, and it makes it so 5 people are now watching this show. There is nothing you can do to save your program.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that even when they actually kill somebody off on Days of Our Lives, the Days of Our Lives viewers don't think they're actually dead. So it wouldn't matter.
That's true.
So
That's
of all
true.
the soaps,
Seriously.
this is
They
the one
would
that
hang
could get
on
your
at
head.
least for a year to see how they're bringing her back this time.
That's true, because I totally expect no one to be dead on Days of Our Lives already.
It is true. It is true.
Yeah.
As soon as they carted
And
Lee out of
you
there, I'm
guys have
like,
only been
so
watching, a little while in comparison. Now, I use this as an example. I have no issue with him. I had
Yeah.
no issue with the character. It was a soap opera. But the biggest issue, the biggest recent example of we do not care what the vast majority of online fans, and I say vast majority jokingly because
it's not a vast
whatever.
majority in anywhere.
Yes, it's not vast. It's not the majority. Not only did Wes Ramsey finish out his entire 4-year contract on General Hospital, they kept him a few months after that too.
It's true. It's true.
And
That came up on the Twitter
people
feed this
started
week.
calling for them to get rid of him very shortly into his tenure.
It's true. Shows
It
don't
wasn't
care.
a fan favorite, that's for sure.
GH even fake killed him off.
They sure did. They stuck him in a
Yeah, they
freezer.
did.
Before he left. The summer, remember Finn and
Yeah.
Elizabeth in the
I
freezer,
definitely
and
In the freezer, yeah.
Yeah,
they even had him do an exit interview, and they fake killed him
we
off,
were
and they're
crossing
like,
our fingers and hoping that Elizabeth's alter biz let him out of the freezer. They didn't go that direction though.
Yeah,
but,
man.
they literally, they're not gonna. And here's the thing, I don't think they should listen.
No,
Because who do they listen to?
No, because if you listen, then you're too reactionary and you don't get anything done.
They
I
need
totally
to
understand that.
commit to a story. They need to do it. Period. End of story.
Yes.
And
Then maybe I should alter what I mean or what I say, and
Okay.
not being like, oh, we're gonna change the story, but understanding that your story just failed. Say you have a 3-month story and you still
again-
have 6 months after that. You know?
Okay, but failed with who? This is the thing. Most viewers are not watching.
I get that, but then also that does also mean on the same side of the token, we don't know what most viewers think.
True.
So most viewers could still be giving it their views and absolutely hating the segments every single time that they are on. And if that speds and expands, then, I'm just saying that a whole year could potentially lead to a less reactionary response to problems. That's all.
I can tell you.
I mean, in theory, it could
Let Mom speak. She's
absolutely.
got a thought.
And one negative I see with filming so far ahead is when they do lose an endearing cast member, they cannot do an episode for them for so long.
Yeah.
And then, that's just not, I mean, like, I guess they could kind of do an edit and kind of stick it in there,
Right.
and make it sooner, but they don't do that. And, I'm glad that they do these tribute episodes when, even though it's some space time past the passing of the person, I'm glad they do them, but it's just so far.
It's kind of distracting a little bit, like we can't see Julie without thinking about Doug.
Right.
Right now.
True. But there are also times we're still seeing Doug on screen.
And then you can't not think about Bill Hayes when he's on there. There's just a countdown. But
Now,
it's not
if
like there's a
they-
countdown to other things as well.
If say there was some kind of tragedy and someone dies unexpectedly, a younger character.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it would be pretty hard to do that tribute video episode a year later.
Like you'd be able to dedicate a thing, you might be able to do a montage, but then you're also dealing with,
Yeah.
4 to 6
How
to
you
12
would have
months.
to explain away for the next 6 to 12
Yeah.
months that they're just cruising the world or
I guess-
something.
Well, I mean, you don't have, because it's all still filmed and edited and ready to go.
Exactly.
And so that
All
character
of
and
their stuff
actor
is still filmed
there.
and edited.
Yeah.
Right.
It would put them in a strain. I guess you can't plan for death, right? Like when you're making a TV
Right.
show, we can't be like, well, just in case one of the actors dies, we shouldn't do this,
Right.
But
Oh.
it does present an interesting perspective and point of view of an audience member to be potentially given 6 months of full-time, content and material from
Right.
somebody that's not with us anymore.
But I mean, Bill Hayes wasn't on as much and John Aniston wasn't on as much, but we still had stuff of theirs.
It could lead to awkwardness, whether it's right or wrong is completely out of our hands. We've never been in a meeting. We don't even know why they made the decision, if it is even real.
Right.
And that's the fun part about a lot of this stuff is it even real? Where did this leak come from? Who said this? Where is the source? Where did I even hear it? I don't know. I just did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that the weave Hayes is passing into another storyline, probably. Maybe tie it in with some sort of Horton funness. It's not happening for another 7 months. So
Yeah.
They got a lot of time.
Yeah, they were just filming some of it.
Yeah.
With
So
with
number
personnel
of months.
So when the actor that plays Stefano passed away,
Mhm.
did he have an illness first? Was he like this? Was he like the other two and not on that much anyway? Or
I
was
don't
he
even remember.
She's gonna look up
always on?
when it happened.
I gotta remember. Hold on.
I don't.
He's been gone for quite some time then.
I don't recall ever seeing a picture of Stefano being anything but dark-haired, mustachioed, and evil. Goateed, I guess, would be a little more accurate.
Mm-hmm.
12 notifications on Twitter. Oh, people are still hyping each other up about what I had to say.
I think they killed him off actually before he left though, because Joseph Mascola, who played Stefano, died of Alzheimer's.
Oh, okay. So he wouldn't have been able to continue the role.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was probably struggling to be able to.
Died in 2016 in real life.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember. They killed him
passed
off
away a long
before
time.
then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
8 years.
I didn't realize.
Yeah,
He's
that's
still very much alive in the hearts and memories of Days of Our Lives fans.
Yeah, he is. And boy, oh boy, he created himself some monster children.
He really did. He was sitting down the last couple of years, the last 2 years, as says Jeannie. So he wasn't mobile anymore by the time Stefano was at the end of it.
Oh.
So yeah. I don't know. We didn't get any Victor. We didn't get any Stefano. These classic Days of Our Lives villains we never got to see live. The closest classic Days of Our Lives villain we have is Clyde Weston.
You didn't get to see them live, but you have the Google Drive.
We got the Google Drive, but there is a difference between going back and watching it and being like, oh, well, here's the fun memories of this soap that's been on forever, versus actually watching it. It's also something we talked about on Thursday was being able to climb into a time machine, right, and be able to go back to the 80s, not to live in the 80s, but to experience
just to watch the good soap.
some of the cool parts of the 80s, like the soap heyday and watching John and Marlena fall in love and the whole Ro John story, and to see that live day after day without being 30 years removed from it and knowing all of the aftermath.
It cracks me up today in these days every time I think of Who Shot JR.
Mm-hmm. Took over the nation, didn't it?
Having to wait that entire summer.
Yes. Boy, it was a big deal at the time. You were walking
Kids
around.
today could never.
It made cliffhangers what
They
they
could
are.
never. That
Look,
is like a prime example of you could never survive in the asylum where I grew up, kind of thing. You
the
know,
kids
they could
today are
never.
crazy because they have the shortest attention span and also the least amount of expectation at the same time because they don't want to pay attention to something that's longer than 8 episodes. And also at the same time, they do not expect this thing to come back for a second season, even if it's half finished. And it's just such a strange entertainment landscape to be in.
And they want to watch it all in one weekend.
Well, yeah, it's really easy to do.
They don't want to tune in week after week after week. If they can binge watch it over the weekend, they're there for it.
They wouldn't be able to survive the original broadcast of Lost.
No.
Or really anything.
Well, see, some of the benefit of this though, and it's clearly going away with the binge cycles, but you can experience it with soaps. Unfortunately, online, it's just really negative. But after the episode, in between the next plot beat, waiting for the next thing to happen, opens up all of that conversation, all of those moments of bonding, all of that commiseration or friendship that's made off of discussing what could happen, not. Well, I just spent this. What'd you see? Oh, I watched The Sandman this weekend. What'd you watch? Oh, I watched this NASCAR documentary. Like,
yeah, there was Who Shot JR merchandise.
Yeah,
there was. I remember people walking around with T-shirts on. I remember T-shirts. Who Shot JR? I sure do. It was kind of had a grasp on the country.
It was a phenomenon. It was insane.
It
was. Blink.
I didn't even watch that show.
I appreciate it. And I love the fact that Blink absolutely loves Angela and would love to see Angela on 10th floor. And that happens on occasion. There's no plans for that today. I'm sure Angela needs to start her day officially and not podcast.
I need to go find more caffeine.
But if you want to get to know Angela when it comes to her thoughts, feelings, opinions on General Hospital, I can point you in the right direction for that. And it is Twitter.
You can.
Her Twitter is below us. It's Brooklyn74. I put it on the chalkboard for everybody to see. And it is a timeline filled with GH opinions. So you'll definitely be able to get into the conversation there and get down into the dirty about all of those specifics.
If you guys want, I had a lot of fun doing the spaces the other day. So if you guys want, I can do a GH space later on today.
There you go.
I'm not gonna interfere with anybody. But maybe I can do one later on today if you guys want. Let me know on Twitter.
GH space would probably work out very well.
We're doing a GH space tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Absolutely tomorrow night. Tony and I are hosting it because it is the 28th anniversary of when our favorite GH ship met
First time
on screen.
Shot pool at
Carly, May 6th, 1996. Right. And we're doing a GH space tribute. But yeah, so I'll do a general one tonight.
I think there's a lot of room for really popular Twitter spaces because there is a lot of like fandom spaces. Like I've seen the Sprina one come up, and I've seen like the Liaison one, and I've seen Vanna ones and that sort of stuff. So when it comes to like a coupling, you're gonna find those. But when it comes to like a general take, a general look, here's some info about ratings, here's some info about plot, here's just a general reaction of the week, that doesn't really exist in Twitter spaces that I've seen. Yeah. I think that's a great move, and I think you get a lot of people listening and being very interested in what you have to say.
Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty good attendance for it, I thought. And then like as of yesterday morning, over 700 people, it said had listened to it. So I'm glad. I mean, it's just information about the ratings. I'm glad that people have got it, so they know what they're looking at when they look at those ratings. There's so much
false information being spread out there.
Oh God, yes, and people setting their hair on fire. So
anyway, Ma, what are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts.
Angela and I took over the last 20 minutes. So.
My final thoughts are. They need to put Sloan on a spaceship.
That's right. We didn't even
send her away.
Baby. In conclusion, the secret's out. EJ
The
is
secret
pissed.
is out. Now, what's going to happen with the secret, though? I don't know. EJ may have something stuck up his sleeve or something, because he could very well go into that safe and realize he's not the baby's daddy.
Well, no. Yeah. And then Eric only has half the story.
Yes.
You know, and then Sloane was like, "You're not the dad." Like it's all just falling apart. Because EJ's like, "I'm gonna ruin you," and then Sloane's like, "All right, buddy. All right, here's the gloves. They're coming
Mutually
off."
assured destruction.
You know, yes. He launches his nuke. She launches hers. You know, "I'm gonna throw you in the slammer. You're not even his dad." Dun dun dun. Ugh, intensity.
Yes.
The secret is out. Leo apparently is super desperate for money because he's just extorting everybody for it. I don't understand. Leo needs a better paying job.
He's just got a level of comfort that he needs.
Lady Whistleblower is
It's
just
the
not
style
doing
to
it.
which he's become accustomed.
That's it. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And then Sandra says, and of course, we have Rita. Everybody's talking about her. I thought that this was a classic character that had been dusted off. And we hadn't seen her in 5 years and 10 years or something like that. And they're like, what if we got Rita for a couple of scenes? Wouldn't that be fun? I had no idea she was brand spanking new.
No.
Because she
I
seemed
thought
so
she's
seasoned.
been around forever too.
I thought she was like some sort of like weird, goofy Stefano assistant from back when he was on the show.
I did too. Like, you know, that's what I thought was, this is somebody that's been on before.
Yeah.
Before we started watching. And she used to work for Stefano, and she's really, you know, got the Demara's number. But no,
Yeah.
I guess not. And I loved her.
I don't know who this woman is, but we need more of her.
Oh, I thought she was so funny.
Fun.
I loved her.
See, and that's what you can't respond to if you're in a year ahead. We can't get more Rita if they don't have anything filmed.
Yeah, but I think they know we like her.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do need to give the show more credit for understanding what they need to do right.
EJ's interaction with her was great too.
Yeah. EJ is such an interesting guy because he could have the sharpest teeth or the softest hug, just depending on the scene. And that I remember Dan Fuglerson, whatever his name is.
We'll just call him Dan.
Dan F. I remember at Day of Days, you know, he mentioned that being one of the more fun aspects of playing EJ is that he has it present in mind. Because you know me, I ask my dorky question, what informs your performance, right? And he goes, I keep in mind that EJ is, you know, he's an evil Demira, but he's also half Susan.
Huh?
And that gives him the opportunity to be really strict and sharp, but also at the same time play these moments of just goofiness. And
right.
And you can see it. You can see it in scenes with Rita, where he's just not as armed as he is in other situations.
Well, I wonder how fast are they going to really unravel the baby thing, or like I said, or, you know, is it going to be a half truth? Or,
I mean,
and it makes me
got,
think
yeah.
it makes me think it's going to be a little longer yet. And I only say that because I know that Ari's last day isn't till the end of July.
Right.
So they're not going to be handing her the baby next week.
No, EJ's probably going to hold the secret. When he finds out he's not the baby daddy, and when he finds out that Nicole and Eric not only slept together, but Nicole still harbors feelings for him, he's going to be like, well, they can't have that baby.
Right.
I'm going to keep it from Nicole. She deserves
And there's no way, you know, if Sloane, you know, if EJ's going to take the baby, there's no way that, you know, Sloane's not going to tell the entirety of the tale. You know, she's like,
no.
If I can't have him,
nobody will. I'm going to nuke all of Salem. And that's when we do the bomb hunt that I want.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for them to hunt for a bomb in Horton Town Square.
That's what they should have done on that Valentine's show.
I know. They really need me writing for the show. Okay, maybe not writing for the show, but at least like listening to their stories and being like, this is what you should do. Like, can I be the this is what you should do guy?
A storyline consultant?
Yeah, you know, like I feel like, listen, if there's a job out there for a soap fan, it's the this is what you should do job. Because it doesn't require anything beyond like the basic idea of, no, this would be fun. But you don't have to come up with how, why, how long, what they say, what are the details, who's in it. You just say, no, do this. Oh, what a job.
It would be a great job, but I still don't think any soap fan needs it.
No.
Because,
Can I have that job?
again, what fan?
This one.
But
I mean, sure, we'd all love to be that fan, but there's a lot of people who would not want us to be that fan.
Oh, especially
And the same is true for everybody.
I enjoyed all the baby stuff this week, and that the story moved on.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And then we got Tate and Holly just cutesy texting each other. You know, keeping us in mind. You know that they're there, they're present, and
They're
for some
still
reason
here.
they're in love.
Mm-hmm.
It's puppy love. It's a different love.
Donny Osmond knows all about puppy love.
Huh?
Donny Osmond knows all about puppy love.
Donny Osmond does know a lot about puppy love, and so do I, actually, because I am been married to my puppy love for over 40 years.
And they call it puppy love.
I know I'm an anomaly. It just doesn't exist anymore. But
I heard that song 100,000 times, if not more. And it's my mom's fault.
Absolutely.
She's not even a little bit sorry.
Oh my God, Jude is shrinking in his blanket. You're right. The blanket is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Before you know it, they're going to have a microscopic baby. The baby is growing in reverse.
You, I don't see a baby sitting on a hip soon. I'm just going to pull my hair out. These blanket babies are too much. They're too
I love the blanket babies because who cares?
I care enough for them to not use the blanket baby. That's all.
I don't. Like, if this is where we're saving money, okay.
I guess they don't have to pay the actor baby.
If this is where we save money and we don't see the boom mic in the scene as often,
when Chanel has her baby, they just need to get a Hulk hand and wrap that in a baby in a blanket, you know.
Or just they could have a fluorescent green light in the blanket,
like Marsalis Wallace's briefcase.
Her baby's gonna look like the Hulk. It would be funnier if the baby looked like the Grinch.
Just picturing everybody holding this fluorescent green glowing blanket baby and smiling adoringly down.
Marlene is like, I can cure that.
Yeah, I want the baby to look like
shrink that radiation right out of that baby.
If it's a boy, it should look like the Hulk.
Can you?
If it's a girl, it should look like Cindy Lou Who.
I want this. I need this scene. I need Deidre Hall to play this scene. I need Marlena sitting, wearing, her jeans and like her plaid, like picnic blouse that she, the outfit I'm talking about.
I know the one you're talking about.
And then in her right hand, she's got like a bud, just that dark bottle of beer, right? Mm-hmm. Somebody stumbles in with a problem. It's, Bob Ritt or something. Oh, no, I have this issue. She takes her swig, slams it down on the counter, and goes, I can cure that. I need that. I need that in my life. I need this to be a regular part of Marlena Evans.
Or at least the baby should have like bright green eyes.
Ooh, bright green eyes? Yes. And then we find out it has like telekinesis or something when it's 12.
Yes, there you go. Like Powder.
Yeah, exactly. Like Powder.
Remember Powder, the movie? That's an oldie.
It was. Oh, what an emotional movie. Oh, my goodness. Sloane put the baby in the playpen hard.
Sloane's a horrible mother.
She really is.
Even if the baby was biologically hers, she would be a horrible mother. I don't think
she's a bad. Yeah.
I don't think she would be any different of a mother if she had not lost the baby and had her own baby. I don't think she would have been any better of a mother.
She just rolls her eyes and hates the kid.
I know.
It was better it was one of those things that was better in theory for her.
Yeah.
The reality didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long do I have to do this?
Can
you start making your own sandwich?
Keep her little illusion in her, Snow White with the birds on her.
Yeah.
This is the way it's going to be.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about the touchdown baby? Just spike the baby. Woo. Oh goodness.
Oh gosh.
Oh, Sandra's laughing at. It looks like a test tube emoji. I don't know. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just science babies. Irradiated Hulk
Mhm.
babies. Come on, Days of Our Lives. Do something amazing with this. Because, okay, so what are we else? Are we also getting like EJ being like, oh, well, hey, do yourself a favor and don't have an irradiated Hulk baby. Apparently people don't like that. Right? I don't know. I don't know. I see. I don't know if I even interpreted the scene the same way because I didn't walk away from this week going, I can't believe EJ told Chanel to get rid of the baby. So did I just miss it? Am I wrong? What's going on? Does anybody else know? You're both very confused. So,
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was an open to interpretation.
because I did. I guess I just didn't interpret it to that extreme. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, I know that Paulina's going to have a boy. She's going to have a huge guilt. She's going to be feeling so bad.
Oh, that is the promo, says
Yeah.
Jeannie. Okay. Thank you. So I didn't miss something because I was like, when did this happen? I don't remember. I don't have this memory.
Oh,
I didn't see the promo.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Paulina's going to get all wrapped up in this. She's likely going to feel very responsible for any sort of trouble that Chanel has in the pregnancy.
well, she's the one who irradiated her.
Yes. I can't wait 2 hours. I need to go find my baby now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness. Oh, Paulina. And where's Abe? Is Abe irradiated?
He should be.
I hope
Well,
not.
they said that they tested everybody, though, right?
Yeah.
Johnny and Abe and
Well,
and Julie.
Well, yes, that's good. I'm glad that everybody's okay. It's just those early first couple of days of infancy or fetusness is incredibly important. And now your baby has superpowers. It's in the promo. Well, then, okay. Well, hey,
I think a superpower baby would be awesome, actually.
I think it would be too.
Why not?
Just do it. Why not?
and Days is the soap to do it on.
I know.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
I guess I got to say about promos is, don't judge the promo because, God, they can edit it to sound like anything, can't they? Have you guys ever watched a reality show? When they go into commercial, they're like, coming up on Survivor, right? And then it's like all of this edited fighting of people just gently talking to each other. So, promos.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also say, wait until the end of the week before you criticize the story beat as well. That's asking for a lot, though. It's asking for a lot. Even from me. Because,
you're going to have to manage your expectations on that one, man.
I know. Well, it's
soap opera crowd.
Yes. It's a, it's just a thing, whatever. It's a stuff. It's a thing. I don't have a point. I'm just filling space.
There's one thing you can guarantee they're going to do is set their hair on fire.
That's true. And we're going to try to put it out. It's 10:18 though. I think we're done.
Yep.
We're done. We're done talking about Days, but in 45 minutes or so, come on right back to this channel here. We're talking about General Hospital. Because a lot of stuff happened on that show too. So, we'll get into the nitty. And pay attention to Angela's Twitter. Follow her, Brooklyn74. She may or may not be hosting a GH space tonight to continue your GH fun. See, before you know it, it's just going to be Sunday GH Central, between 10th Floor and James and Twitter Spaces. And
it's going to be great.
And then Maurice Bernard's State of Mind.
Yep.
Just
all Sunday as well.
Just nothing but General Hospital. The ones you replied to on Twitter from GH fans. Shoot. It's hard to find them. I don't want to see Days meet the Marvel Universe, says Laura. Well, just one character. Just one. We're not talking about Captain America.
I was going to say, we can get GH meeting the Marvel Universe,
easily.
Right? Because Disney owns that.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I don't know that we can get GH.
They mentioned General Hospital and X-Men this week. X-Men 74, X-Men 94, the cartoon. So Wolverine is a big soap opera fan and has been apparently for a very long time in the comic books. And so they name dropped or mentioned General Hospital this week on the cartoon show. And it's interesting for two reasons. Number one, it really is the only soap that X-Men could mention because it's the only soap that Disney owns. Right. So it's interesting. It's good cross promotion. Secondly, our own Frank Moran worked on that show.
Oh.
and he's co-host on Mini Spotlight with James.
Oh.
So it's just twofold.
That is fun. Yeah. Huh.
The ones you reply to on Twitter are crazy GH fans, Jeannie specifies. Yes. If you want to find the crazy GH fans, you can find them on Twitter.
You sure can.
I'll give you a recommendation of a great crazy fan account to follow right now, and it's at Brooklyn74.
Absolutely.
This woman is nuts, and you're going to love it.
Crazy.
Off the rails.
I get into all kinds of trouble.
But that's it. Go, get out of here. Class dismissed. Get out of the lecture hall. Go have yourself a bagel, some coffee. Turn right back around. Join us here 11 a.m. Pacific time for 10th Floor Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my official sign out this week.
So you just have enough time to go get yourself a little snack. Make sure you go to the bathroom. Come back 45.
Marvel is Universal and Disney, just different parts. Okay, Sandra. Okay. You're technically right if you call Universal Sony. And Sony Universal and Universal Disney. It's owned by 3, okay? Universal has Hulk, Sony has Spider-Man, and Disney's got everything else.
Pretty much, huh?
I mean, there might be little ones like The Shadow or somebody, random, some like Searchlight Pictures type deal. Anyway, who cares?
All right.
Goodbye. Go spend some time with your families. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And I've been Angela with Matt and Kat.
And we'll get you next time, 9 a.m. for Days for Dummies, and just in a